A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everybody, welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
So yesterday we introduced the festival, the holiday, the Day of the Dead in Mexico. It's quite a happy, colourful occasion, which leads to our warm-up question. Do you think people should be sad about death? Why or why not?
Well, it's normal to be sad.
Of course.
And definitely it's somebody that you really care about and that's passed away.
Yeah, if they're there and then they're not there, it's natural to feel sad.
Yeah, so I think we should, because everybody will get sad.
Right. I think there are some times when you can think if they've lived a long life, if they've lived a good life and they die before living becomes too painful or difficult, we can kind of be happy, especially or even if somebody's in a lot of pain and they pass away, you can kind of be, oh, well, I'm glad they're not suffering anymore.
Oh, yeah,
My
sure.
grandma had Alzheimer's for many years and she couldn't really live any kind of life. So when she passed away, it was a bit sad, but there was also a kind of feeling that, okay, she's not suffering, she's not in this terrible situation anymore. It's kind of better for her and the rest of the family in this case because she couldn't remember anything, she couldn't speak, she couldn't look after herself. It wasn't a life at all. But we're talking about the Day of the Dead and the things that happen there. Let's check it out in part 2 of the article.
Celebrating Day of the Dead in Mexico. Warm-up question. Do you think people should be sad about death? Why or why not?
Outside the home, the Day of the Dead becomes a big party. People dress in beautiful clothes and paint their faces to look like skulls. Parades with music go down the street, and people wear noisy things. The noise lets the dead find the party. There are even special foods for the Day of the Dead. One food is pan de muerto, bread of the dead. This sweet bread has bone shapes on it. Sugar skulls are also famous. These treats for children have colorful sugar decorations. This tradition is popular outside Mexico now, too. Other Latin American countries and the US have their own Day of the Dead parties. They're a beautiful way to honor the dead.
Word power.
Dress. Dress. I have to dress in my uniform for school. I wear different clothes on weekends. I have to dress in my uniform for school. I wear different clothes on weekends. Paint. Paint. I painted the walls of my house. They were white before, but now they're blue. I painted the walls of my house. They were white before, but now they're blue. Bone. Bone. Sarah broke a bone in her arm. She can't use it until it gets better. Sarah broke a bone in her arm. She can't use it until it gets better. Colorful. Colorful. Jimmy drew a colorful picture with pink, blue, and yellow markers. Jimmy drew a colorful picture with pink, blue, and yellow markers.
认识字汇
Parade. Decoration. Honor.
So, the Day of the Dead in Mexico. What do people do? Part 2 of the article starts by saying, outside the home, the Day of the Dead becomes a big party.
OK， 所以在外面呢，亡灵节就是一个大派对。So what do people do?
The article says people dress in beautiful clothes and paint their faces to look like skulls. Remember that word skull from yesterday? Well, we have another couple of word power words to look at right here.
Dress 就是穿衣服的意思，那么我们有一个片语是 get dressed， 就是穿好衣服，所以你就可以说 We're leaving in 5 minutes, you still haven't got dressed。我们5分钟之后就要走了，你到现在衣服还没穿好哎。又或者是呢，盛装打扮，我们也可以用 dress up。譬如说 The girls were all dressed up for Shanika's birthday party。女孩们呢，为了 Shanika 的那个生日聚会，盛装打扮。那么呢 dress 当名词呢也有洋装的意思哦。那今天的课文例句 I have to dress in my uniform for school. I wear different clothes on weekends. 我必须要穿制服去学校，假日的时候我会穿不同的衣服。
Yeah, so for example, today I'm dressed in a kind of greyish polo shirt and kind of tan shorts. You are dressed in a really fancy kind of long sleeve thing with a black t-shirt on top and a dark
4
blue
ribbons.
skirt. Yeah,
I got ribbons right here.
It's pretty cool. That is kind of like the fun thing you might wear on a Day of the Dead. It is very nice clothes. But people don't just dress up for the Day of the Dead. They paint their faces too.
所以 paint 就是涂，所以大家会在脸上涂东西。那么 paint 这个字呢，当动词嘛，那它也有画画的意思，用颜料画画的意思，又或者画作呢就是 painting， 所以你可以说 she used to paint， 她以前很常画画，或者是呢 we should hang a painting on the wall， 我们应该呢在墙上挂一幅画。那大家也注意一下，画画我们也可以用 draw， 只是它们不同意思哦。当你用 draw 的时候是用铅笔画。那我们看一下课文例句 I painted the walls of my house. They were white before, but now they're blue. 我粉刷了我房子的墙面，它们之前是白色的，不过现在是蓝色的。
So, of course, paint can be a noun, it's the stuff, but when we use paint on something, then that's how we can use it as a verb. And we can paint many things as well as our faces, like stuff we have, parts of our house, little models, many things.
Eggs for Easter.
Yeah.
所以课文就说到了，大家不止打扮呢，也会在脸上涂成骷髅头的样子。
Let's find out what else is going on during the Day of the Dead. We read on and see parades with music go down the street and people wear noisy things.
OK， 所以 parade 就是游行。那这个游行呢，充满着音乐。这边我们看到 go down the street， 这边就是沿着街道走下去的意思。那人们也会穿，可能会发出一些声响的东西 ，bling bling， 叮叮叮。
Yeah, bells and things that go clack clack or whatever. Parades are always fun to be involved in. There's music, dancing, cool things to see, and lots of people having fun. And these parades usually go down the streets of the cities in which they're held. We could say go down, go up. You'll more often hear people say go down the street, but you would go up a hill if it's actually going up. But why are there all these parades on the Day of the Dead? We learn that the noise lets the dead find the party.
那我们现在进到 Magic Box 看实义动词的用法。
Magic
Box。Hello， 大家好，我是 Casey。今天呢，我们就来探讨一下英文里面一些不依照规则走的案例之一。大家都知道呢，英文中2个动词不能连用，中间常常会加一个 to 让它们分开。像是以下这一句 ：My mom told me to go to bed earlier。我妈要我早点去睡觉。这句话里面我们看到 tell somebody to do something， 中间呢就有一个 to 来隔开第一个动词 tell， 还有第二个动词就是 go。
但是呢，在英文里面有一类特别的动词，它们不受这个规则所限制哦。后面呢，你可以直接加上原形动词。这类型的动词呢，它的意义通常是让人或者是叫人去做某一件事情，它们称之为使役动词。今天呢，我们就来认识一下英文里面大名鼎鼎的这3位使役动词，还有它们跟其他动词不一样的用法咯。首先呢，大家一定都有看过《Frozen》冰雪奇缘这部电影吧？就算没有看过电影，应该也有听过《Let It Go》这首歌。好，那呢，它就是使役动词最好记的口诀啦，会唱就会用。Let 这个字呢，就有让人去做某一件事情的意思，或者呢，我可以说是允许某人做某事。那 let 这个动词呢，后面加上受词，再加上一个原形动词。注意到呢，这就是使役动词最重要的用法哦。受词后面加上的动词是原形的动词。那我们再举一个例子吧。I won't let you stay at home alone。我不会让你独自待在家里的。好了，那说到这边呢，相信大家已经学完70%了。剩下呢，就是认识其他2位使役动词伙伴 make 还有 have 这2个人。那我们就来看一下这个例句哦。Mom made me eat some vegetables。我妈呢叫我多吃一点蔬菜。妈妈话好多。made 后面呢加上一个人，然后再加上原形动词，是不是也很简单，很不需要思考呢？还有另外一个例句 ，Meg's mother has her take out the garbage every night。一样的用法呢，就是叫某人去做某一件事情 ，have 一样也是可以通用的哦。所以刚才那句例句的意思就是 Meg 她妈妈叫她每天晚上呢都把垃圾拿出去倒。那下次大家看到2个动词之间没有 to 隔开的时候呢，就先不用紧张，想想看这是不是使役动词的句型吧。
Welcome back. So let's means the same as helps. It means it allows something to happen. We could also talk about parents letting their kids go to a party. Now remember, when we use let in this way, the other verb in the sentence doesn't change. We don't say let someone going, let someone went, let someone gone, and so on. They're all incorrect. It's always let someone go. Okay, so let's learn more about the different things that happen on the Day of the Dead. The article says there are even special foods for the Day of the Dead.
所以亡灵节也会有很特别的食物哦。What kinds of food?
Well, the article says, and let's see how my Spanish is, but one food is pan de muerto, bread of the dead.
Okay, 所以这个食物叫做死亡面包。So tell us more about the bread.
Well, the article says this sweet bread, so it's presumably got sugar in, like the sugar skulls. This sweet bread has bone shapes on it.
Wow, okay.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, 所以这个甜面包呢，上面有骨头的形状。所以呢 bone 就是骨头的意思，那在文章中是名词，不过当动词的时候呢，有把骨头去掉或者是把鱼刺拿掉的意思。譬如说 I boned the salmon before feeding it to my dog。我喂狗吃鲑鱼之前呢，我就先把鱼刺拿掉了。那么临时抱佛脚啊，或者是在短时间内学一件事情，我们也可以用 bone 这个字的一个片语，像是 bone up。所以你可以说 She boned up on her Japanese before she went to Japan. 去日本前呢，她快速苦学了日文。那我们看一下课文例句。Sarah broke a bone in her arm. She can't use it until it gets better. Sarah 的手臂呢，一根骨头断了，在好起来之前呢，她都没有办法用手。
So yesterday we talked about skulls, and of course the skull is a bone. We have lots of bones in our bodies, including many in our hands and feet. And we're going on to talk about these skulls now. Remember, in day 1 we talked about sugar skulls. The article says sugar skulls are also famous.
所以骷髅糖呢也是很著名的哦。Let's find out more.
The article says these treats for children have colorful sugar decorations.
所以因为这些小孩子们的点心呢，上面就有很有色彩缤纷的糖装饰。Sounds delicious. Colorful 就是颜色鲜艳的、色彩缤纷的意思。这个字很好记哦，就是 color 加上 ful， 那它就是充满颜色的。那么一样呢 ，colored 也可以，就是不要用 ful， 我们在后面加 ed 就好了，就是有什么的颜色，像是色铅笔就是 colored pencils， 或者是指黑人也可以。那它是比较冒犯的用法。那我们看一下今天的课文例句。Jimmy drew a colorful picture with pink, blue, and yellow markers.Jimmy 呢用粉红色、蓝色和黄色的麦克笔画了一张色彩缤纷的图片。
So yesterday, one of our word power words was decorate. You kind of make something look nice. But now we're going to talk about decorations, ones made of sugar in this case.
所以 decoration 就是 decorate 的名词嘛，对不对？然后很简单，后面去 e 加上 tion。那么我们看一下，今天我可以造一个例句用 decoration。我们可以说 She grows the plants mainly for decoration。她种植植物呢，主要是为了装饰。
Well, let's get back to the article, which says this tradition, so this whole Day of the Dead thing, this tradition is popular outside Mexico now too.
所以这个传统呢，现在不止在墨西哥，其他地方也是很受欢迎的哦。像So which other countries celebrate the holiday?
Well, the article says other Latin American countries and the US have their own Day of the Dead parties.
所以其他拉丁美洲的国家，甚至是美国呢，都有自己的亡灵季节的派对哦。
Yeah, because there are a lot of Mexicans or people whose family is Mexican in the States, and because there's shared culture in sort of into Central and South America, then they have this shared idea as well. So why do people like them a lot? Well, we say this in our final sentence. They're a beautiful way to honor the dead. So we talked about the phrase pay respect to the dead yesterday, and a similar word to pay respect to is honor.
也就是表示敬意的意思，其实差不多。那这些派对呢，就是对这些亡灵们呢表示敬意，很美好的方式。
And that brings us to the end of the article. So now we will go to our review time activity.
Review time!
Okay, so one of the things we did over these 2 days, we used a few different suffixes. Suffixes are the little things that come at the end of a word which sometimes show is it a noun, is it a verb, is it an adjective, and they can change a word from one form to another. So we had decorate in day 1, and then in day 2 we had...
Decoration?
Decoration, exactly. We talked about bright colors in day 1, and in day 2 we had the adjective...
Colorful.
Exactly. So there are a few other different suffixes like this. We've got a few in this box here. We'll pull some out and show how they can be used to turn words from one type into another type.
Okay.
Would you do the honors?
Yeah, sure. Beep, beep.
Okay. Ment, M-E-N-T. So this can turn a verb into a noun. Can we think of anything that we can use in this way?
Govern to government.
Right. To govern something means to kind of rule it, and the government are the people who look after it. We could also say...
punish someone.
Yes.
And then you make it into a punishment.
Yes, the punishment is the noun form. Okay,
And maybe establish an establishment.
Yes, that's 2 other good
There's
examples.
a lot of words.
All right, my one was one from today. We had colorful, take color, turn add full, and it's an adjective. So how else can we make other adjectives by adding full?
Beautiful.
Right.
And beauty to beautiful.
Exactly.
And wonder to wonderful.
That's right. If you say something is a wonder, then it is wonderful. Or you could say he is a success, so he is
Successful.
Exactly. All right, you want to pick one more?
Sure. Ness.
Ness, N-E-S-S. So this will turn an adjective into a noun.
Happy to happiness.
That's right, happy to happiness. And we talked about whether being this whole idea of the dead was a happy thing or a sad thing. And sad is an adjective we can turn into a noun in this way. Sad becomes sadness.
Or bitter to bitterness.
Yeah, that's another good example. All right, last one we've got in here was another one we used today. The adding of T-I-O-N, or sometimes A-T-I-O-N. So of course, we have decorate, decoration. Remember, the T-I-O-N is pronounced shun. Okay, can you think of any others?
So decoration, as we mentioned, and celebrate.
Right.
Celebration.
Yes, this holiday is all about celebrating the dead, so they have a big celebration.
And then you said A-T-I-O-N, right?
Yes.
We have organize and organization.
Organization, exactly. Yeah, you take the last vowel, the E, off the end of organize, you replace it with A-T-I-O-N, and it becomes a noun. So this is a verb to a noun. There are other suffixes out there. There are lots of other examples. Make sure you learn them. They are an important part of English. But that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
I'm Chickling.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Celebrating Day of the Dead in Mexico. Warm-up question. Do you think people should be sad about death? Why or why not?
Outside the home, the Day of the Dead becomes a big party. People dress in beautiful clothes and paint their faces to look like skulls. Parades with music go down the street, and people wear noisy things. The noise lets the dead find the party. There are even special foods for the Day of the Dead. One food is pan de muerto, bread of the dead. This sweet bread has bone shapes on it. Sugar skulls are also famous. These treats for children have colorful sugar decorations. This tradition is popular outside Mexico now, too. Other Latin American countries and the US have their own Day of the Dead parties. They're a beautiful way to honor the dead.
Word power.
Dress. Dress. I have to dress in my uniform for school. I wear different clothes on weekends. I have to dress in my uniform for school. I wear different clothes on weekends. Paint. Paint. I painted the walls of my house. They were white before, but now they're blue. I painted the walls of my house. They were white before, but now they're blue. Bone. Bone. Sarah broke a bone in her arm. She can't use it until it gets better. Sarah broke a bone in her arm. She can't use it until it gets better. Colorful. Colorful. Jimmy drew a colorful picture with pink, blue, and yellow markers. Jimmy drew a colorful picture with pink, blue, and yellow markers.
认识字汇
Parade. Decoration. Honor.